All right, guys, the time's up, and hello and good evening. Welcome, one and all, to vaidyachesshub. And today we are going to talk about double checks and the power of the double checks. Let's start quickly with some greetings. Itesh says, "Good evening, sir," and all. Sagar also says, "Good evening." We have a new viewer, Yumiko's edits. If I am saying the name right, you're welcome. Well, we have Shreyan Godbole saying hello. Purvesh Kulkarni is here as well. Chinmay Iyer is here. Hello, Chinmay. How are you? And yes, he also says good evening, one and all. Guys, let's get started with the topic. We are going to talk about double checks. By the way, I'm still waiting for some people to submit their homework as far as that last lecture is concerned. And now we have some clarification on Yumeko's edits, who is actually Prajna. So Prajna, what's up? And what's up with the new ID? Rayan Chinamdar is here as well. Well, that's nice. Fantastic. Guys, I am waiting for a few people to submit their homework. So the point is, I have received, the PDF, filled PDF copies from some students, but not from all. So make sure that you go ahead and do so. You already had time of about 3 days. So make sure that you do the needful. Now, Harsh Khote, from the next Monday, Harsh, you are supposed to play in the tournament. Well, you have enough experience now that leeches will allow you to play in the tournament. Let's get started. Guys, when we talk of double checks, again, Jai and the others, make sure that you do the necessary typing work. So double checks, huh? We are going to talk about a double check, which is a very, very powerful weapon. And why is that so? Let's find out. We studied in the last lecture, or maybe a couple of lectures ago, about the discovered attacks. Point to be noted that a double check is a result of a discovered attack. So if you don't have a discovered check, then it can't be a double check. It's as simple as that. How can you have two checks in one move? It's only possible when there is a discovered attack. So two pieces will check at the same time, and that is a very, very powerful weapon. Radesh, I'm saying it one more time that you must come on the Telegram group, otherwise you'll miss out on all the notifications. And also your homework is pending. So make sure that you submit your homework if your parents are listening to this. He's got some homework pending. Good evening, Pooja ma'am. Please make a note of this point here. A double check is a result of a discovered attack. Very, very important. What else do we have? Why is a double check so powerful? We've talked about it as a powerful weapon, but why exactly do you think it's so powerful? So in order to understand this, we will first understand what are the three ways to get out of a check. And there are three. We all know that. The first one is moving the king to safety. The second one is blocking the check. And the third, of course, the important one is to take the checking piece. I repeat the three ways: move, block, take. In short, you remember it like that. Move, block, and take. You move the king, you block the check, you take the checking piece. It's very, very important. Okay, Prashna doing some work there. She says all double checks are discovered attacks, but all discovered attacks are not double checks. 100% correct. So now that we know that these three are the ways to get out of check, how is that applicable to what we are studying today? When it's a double check, there is one and only one way out. And what is that only one way out? It is to move the king. That is all you can do. When it's a double check, there is no other option, because you cannot take both the pieces in one move. Can you ever take two pieces in one move? No, absolutely not. Can you block two parts of checks? No, you can't do that. So that means the only option remaining is to move the king. Please bear that in mind. That's why double check is a powerful weapon. Notes. Some people may just type that. Okay. Now, the the thing is, moving the king is the only option. Itesh, I strongly recommend that you type this on our Telegram group rather than typing it here in the chat about you crossing 1600. So make sure that you actually send it on Telegram. Radesh, it is useless asking why and when is the last day for sending the homework. It was yesterday. How about that? Now that's because you are not yet on the group. I don't know what's stopping you, and I don't know why there is a delay, but you should clearly be on the group. All the messages were correctly sent on WhatsApp. The others are there. Where are you? All right. So Rayansh saying it's short for MTB. I don't know what it is. Move the king. I don't know. Yeah, move, block, and take. MBT is the short form. It's probably talking about how to get out of a check. That's why. Yeah. Rayansh also typing cannot take both the pieces. Cannot block both. So that's why the only option is to move the king. All right. So what else do we have now? The double checks are in particular something that is just brilliant as far as aesthetic beauty is concerned. What is the meaning of aesthetics? Somebody can look in the dictionary and let me know. I know it, but some work for you guys. It's about beauty, is it not? Related to something that is artistic, something that is beautiful. That is aesthetics. And so the double checks lead to smothered mate, and we all love this. I've been fortunate to be able to, checkmate a few opponents at the tournament level. One of the games is what I saw, showed over the stream a few streams ago, I suppose. Now, the beauty of this is that both the pieces, we're talking about double check here, so both the pieces giving the check at the same time, well, it's possible that both of them might be under attack. Both of them might be under attack. But still somehow it's checkmate, because hey, you cannot take both the pieces in one move. That is the rule. So it's very important you look at the diagram that you see on your screen. I'm talking about the notes. I'm not talking about the first position that you see on the big board. So black has just promoted the pawn to queen on g8, and notice both the queens are now checking the king on h7. I would like to believe that's h7 or it's a2. But the point is, the black, oh, I think it's a2, because we're talking about promotion here, and it's black to play, is it not? Yeah, this is b1. The queen is on b1 and it's promotion. So yeah. So look at this. Both the queens are under attack. Both of them can be taken, but not on the same move, and therefore the checkmate. Because the only option is to move the king, and king has nowhere to go. Point noted. So both your pieces can be under attack, and still it could be a checkmate if the king has nowhere to go. Guys, some big things to study here. Okay, because now when we start the positions, as usual, you'll have just a minute per position. And everybody should try to type it cleanly, neatly, without mistakes, as Yatharth does it often. All right, I hope you have made a note of that. Aesthetic is probably a new word for most of you. A-E-S-T-H-E-T-I-C. All right then, this also will carry some homework. And by the way, before Radesh asks me about a million days later, what's the last day to submit the homework? Here is the announcement about the homework. So you are attending the lecture. You will have the PDF copy on our Telegram channel. You have to do two things: join the Telegram channel and also ask me to add you into the Telegram group. Group and channel are two different things, my dear fellow. So make sure to do the needful. And again, in the homework, you're going to have 15 positions, just like you had in the previous assignment. Let's start with the first position. And 1 minute for you every time. Sure, that works. Last time also we had a minute. So here I think it is white to play. Your minute starts. Just a minute. And how can white go about this position? White to play, and I think you can have checkmate here. Yeah, you can have a checkmate here. Let's see if you can calculate. White to play, and it's going to be checkmate if white plays correctly with the principle of double check. Not made in one move, surely. Not made in one. Do remember, double check, the king has to move. Got some answers here. Chinmay with the first one. Wonder where Jay is. About 13, 14 more seconds were remaining when the answer came. Rook takes g7, king h8. Rook g8 is check. Rook takes g8. What is that? Is Chinmay's corrected? What has he done? He has maybe corrected. Meanwhile, Rayansh also. The time is up, guys. The time is up. But yeah, we have a few entries there. And rook takes g7 is a double check, so king h8 is forced. Rook g8 check, rook takes g8, right? Not e8. I think Rayansh's rook takes g8 check. Yeah. King h7, why is that a move? Yeah, even if king h7, it would be checkmate. So Chinmay has given us both the variations. He's not just corrected himself, but actually it is definitely, a variation that he has tried. Yes, Rayansh has corrected himself. Let's go ahead and double check, and the king had to move. And now rook g8 is check, rook takes and queen takes will be checkmate. However, Chinmay says, yes, black has his king h7 as well. And in that case, queen to g6 will be checkmate. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. And that is all possible because of the principle of double check. Okay. There is absolutely no lag. Absolutely no lag. So Prajna, work up. You probably have some problems on your side. Steam is fluent as butter, as we all say. Okay, next one. We are going to have, this is a position number 2. Let's see whether it's black to play or white to play, or how that goes. Yes, this one is again white to play. Probably a minute again for you guys. Prajna, yes, surely. It's no that. So Prajna says, okay, I'll try to sort it out. Yes, a minute for you guys, and it's white to play. Guys, just remember one more thing, that it is not always about checkmate. Yeah, mostly, but not always about checkmate. So it's possible that here, this might just be something for gaining material, nothing else. So gaining material here, what can white play? How is it going to be a double check, which is the theme for today? Double check. White to play. Chinmay says knight f5 further adds that knight f5 will be a double check. You may not put 2 plus marks there, but yeah, sure. King to d8, king's movement is forced. And then he says knight takes g7, winning the queen. So as expected, it doesn't look like it will be a checkmate. Sagar with the response, wonderful. Sagar, nice activity there. Sagar also thinks so we'll win the queen. And now Rayansh with the answer, Mohit with the answer. Mohit, you need to do your homework. We can talk about the other things later, I think, where you can show me your efficiency is doing your homework. So the PDF homework is still pending. Master Mohit Patil, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, Purvesh also with the answer. New student Harsh also with the answer. Spectacular. Knight f5, everybody agrees. We're winning the queen here. Because when the queen moves, the knight will be able to take the queen. I am so happy. Okay, very nice. So this knight will move, and then it will be a check by the queen and also by the knight. So there is this knight's check as well as the discovered check by the queen. And then we'll be able to win the queen. We'll of course take the pawn, and that's it. Brilliant. And that last part really was not something that was necessary. That is absolutely brilliant. Okay. I think now we will deal with position number 3. Let's see if it is going to be white to play or black to play. This time again we have a white to play position. White to play. All right, Mohit, no need to tell me that you will do it today. I wonder what you have been doing so far. You've seen messages on the group. Don't make me tell you that you have to do your homework. What do you mean I'll do it today? It's not a favor. It's for our chess improvement. It's a part of your study. So whenever the message is put up, you have to do your homework. And it is for all. Chinmay, even you. This homework was not just for the juniors. This homework was for all. So make sure that you submit your homework before I entertain the other messages and achievements. So those who haven't submitted their homework for the last time, make sure I do take efforts to create that PDF today as well. So Mohit, let me make it clear. The pending homework plus today's homework. So now there will be 30 positions for you. That's why you shouldn't have a backlog. Otherwise the homework starts building up. Don't ever do that. Okay. Now, Chinmay also agrees that he would probably do that. I don't think he sent me the answer. And he says that I was not network issues, not able to type answer. Well, Grant, you are also the one to, yet to send me the homework, right? Okay. Mohit with a big joke. Mohit, let me tell you that it's a big joke. Let me give you a big LOL for that. The point is that you didn't see the homework is what you're saying, Mohit, but that's a big joke because it was posted on the group. And so you all know that it's a PDF. So you should have seen the positions. There was no need to see the live stream. Nobody cared. What I cared is that it was also the message on the group. So what you're saying actually is laughable that you didn't see the live stream. It was there. It was there on the group, and all the messages are there. So you saying that you didn't, see the live stream? I don't care. It was there on the group. Is that clear? Yeah, very important. Nobody cares whether you were on the stream or not. Nobody cares. What I care is if it is in the group and you are in the group, don't tell me that that is what you missed. That can't happen. Okay, Harsh with the answer as well for the previous one. I think that is still for the previous one. Ooh, Sagar with the answer already for this one. Okay. And by the way, the timing restarted. I think the stopwatch or the countdown timer rather restarted. But still, we have the answer for this by Sagar. We have the answer by Rayansh as well. G takes F7 check. King H8. And then Queen G7 is checkmate. Wonderful. With the help of the pawn on F6. Guys, the time is up. And yeah, the pawn on G7 is so important. So you take this pawn and then it will be a double check. The pawn and the queen will start giving a check. And if the king had gone to the H file, then there was G7 mate. For this time, well, did anybody type the complete variation? Nobody. Now what happens? It's still made in 2 from here. This time, instead of the H file, the king has chosen to, black has played king F7. So Chinmay says, I have typed the complete answer. Let's see. Chinmay typed the complete answer. What was that? Chinmay, you said you typed the complete answer. I missed that, is it? No, Chinmay has the answer. There you go. So King H7 F8. No, we're looking at the other answer, Chinmay. We're looking what happens if King F7. I missed that. I don't see that in the chat. Was that message retracted or I don't know. I missed that variation thing. Sagar has the answer. Chinmay meanwhile says, yeah, King E8 and Queen E7 mate. That's right. Sure. That's right. Let's go ahead and do that. So it's going to be Queen G7 check with the help of this pawn. King will have to go to E8, and then this is sort of the L-shaped checkmate that we talk about. So check and checkmate. Notice this beautiful checkmate with the pawn, and the queen's given the L-shaped checkmate here. Very, very important. The L-shaped checkmate. Very nice answer. The checkmate symbol, Harsh Khoth, is the hashtag. The hash symbol is that checkmate. Itesh, got to be far more active, man. Got to be far more active than what you are. Okay, let's deal with the 4th position now. This is going to be the 4th position for today. And for the first time, I think we have black to play. Guys, is it for the first time? Think so. Yeah, for the first time, we are going to have black to play here. Let me start your countdown timer. Black to play. Will this be for a checkmate? Looks like, yeah, this could be a checkmate thing. How? Who will be the first to type it? Black to play. White is in trouble here. The king is exposed. You have the rook, the bishop, the queen in the attack. That's overwhelming. Too much. Let's see. Can the bishop take? Yeah, it's there. Yeah, sure. Bishop takes, I think Prajna has got the coordinates wrong. She's saying bishop takes g6. I think Prajna, you need to check the coordinates. Bishop takes g3 check. Sagar, that is brilliant. Itesh, that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well done. Grant, this time you were spot on. Purvesh, that is brilliant, Purvesh. Oh, not queen f2. Oh, he said queen f2. No, wrong. Rayansh, rook takes h5. Wrong answer. Harsh with the right answer. Rook h2 is checkmate. Pooja ma'am, right with the first move. Right with the first move. But who are the ones who are wrong? Queen h2 is not checkmate. Oh, unfortunately, that was wrong. Queen f2. Purvesh, the first move was right. But queen f2, let me show you why you are wrong. Ooh, that was risky. This queen to f2 will not be checkmate because hey, the black queen, the white queen's there. I hope you're watching these arrows. Sure, right? You're watching the arrows there. Purvesh, that was a problem there. Okay. Fine then. Radesh with the answer. Purvesh says, okay, I saw that. Let's go and deal with the position. Bishop takes will be a double check. So the check by the bishop and also by the rook after bishop takes this pawn. And queen now will not be checkmate because the queen will take. So it is rook checkmate. The rook will go to h2. Yes. And that is checkmate. That is just brilliant. Fantastic, guys. Position number 5. We're dealing with the positions at good speed. Something that makes me happy. It's not very slow. So we'll be able to deal with a lot of positions. And all of these positions are really selective. They are not some random positions, okay? I mean business. So let's see what's up here. It's black to play. Again, look at the white king on g4. What's up with that white king on g4? I think this will also be checkmate. If you play properly, this will be checkmate, guys. Double check is the principle we are studying today. Black to play, black will checkmate. Can you think of some good plan here for black? Now, this is always tricky when you have, double check coming from two spots. Let me tell you, knight f6 will also be a double check and knight e5 will also be a double check. So that's something that you have to watch out for. Meanwhile, Purvesh has made up his mind and is saying that knight e5 check works. And if you think that that works, okay, then the continuation. Purvesh, maybe you were right. But Chinmay disagrees. Chinmay says knight f6 is a better idea. So Chinmay, will you go wrong this time? Sagar believes knight f6 check is better. Okay, so let's see who's going to win here. Radesh has typed the first move only. It's about where the knight will go for the first one. Knight e5 will also be a double check. So will knight f6. Well, have to think. Rayansh agrees with the knight f6 idea. Says, let's go knight f6 check. Bishop f3 checkmate? No. Bishop f3. F3. Watch the coordinates. Where are we going with this? Grunt says knight e5 check is better because then the king will go to g3 and knight takes d3. Whoa. Grunt, that's a solid wrong answer. He says there will be a piece up. What hilarious answer was that? The queen's protecting the bishop. He thinks there will go piece up. LOL. Grunt, you see how bad that is? No, man. Grunt will not be a piece up. I think you made a blunder there. Big time. Grunt. Now, Rayansh says, after that, bishop g4 will be checkmate. Time for the answer. Has everybody typed it? I wonder if Jay has typed it. No, Jay hasn't typed it. He was there for the lecture, but then he's probably not typed it. Discovered check. Well, what discovered check? No. That's not the answer. Now, Prajna says knight f6 check is so much better. King f3. And then it will be mate with bishop g4. And I think that's the answer. So knight to f6 check, knight to e5 check. We need protection for the bishop. We need protection for the bishop, and this is checkmate. Those who did not get it, watch it, guys, watch it. Some comments about this. You didn't get this. You didn't get this, guys. Watch that. What a beautiful piece of checkmate it is. G3 square is covered by our queen, by the way. And why that knight had to come on f6. So Chinmay, did you get this wrong, or who got it wrong? I think the one who said knight e5 got that wrong. So Purvesh, knight e5 check is wrong. Knight f6 check, what Chinmay is saying is the one that's winning. Oh yeah. Now some comments, Grant, some comments. It's a checkmate you missed. You missed this checkmate here, my dear. And that was a very good position. Simply super. Let's go to the next position, and it is going to be black to play again. It's black to play. Okay. Yes, Chinmay, you did type it. Agreed. Black to play in this position. Looks like this will be checkmate. We will always have some game sessions. Aditya, we will go ahead and play some game session as well. That's coming up, and that's for the next week. That is 100%. We'll always play games, and that will mean that you'll probably have to be on the same time. Yeah, our sessions are 6 to 7. So next week we'll have the session. Please keep a close watch on that. Okay. We will do that, guys. We will do that. 100%. Okay, meanwhile, before we go ahead and play some games, we will want you guys, the visitors, just make sure moderator has answered, by the way, your query. We'll do that next week. And even for the juniors, next week we'll have some game session. And yes, we do use the leeches. What's the answer here? Purvesh says knight f1. Harsh Koth says knight g1. Is that possible? Guys, you got to watch the coordinates properly. I think you're not watching the coordinates properly. G1 is this square. Harsh, are you sure G1, or do you want this one? This one is F1 and this one is G1. I'm not sure that you actually spotted the difference. 100%. Bye, Mohit. Take care. Hope to see you when we play the games. Hope to see you then. All right. Knight F1. Yes. Knight F1, King H1. And then finally, yeah, Prajna, Jay is a moderator. So is Avdut, by the way. I made him the monitor. He took that honor. and then we wait for him to say goodbye at the end. Well, that's not done. I don't acknowledge and I won't highlight that message. So knight g1 is impossible. Yeah. So now he says, Harsh Koth says yes, f1, sir. It is f1. No doubt about that. So let's go ahead and do that. Knight f1 will be a double check by the knight and also by the queen. And now the king will go to g1 and this will be checkmate. Now if you're wondering, sir, the knight can be taken. No. There was this rook support, guys. And be honest about it. If there are things you don't notice, so you should mention that. Whenever there are things that you don't see, or there's oversight, mention that. Nobody is perfect. We are now going to move to our position number 7. And we are studying the concept of double checks. So far, so enjoyable. Let's see, we have black to play yet again. Let me start your countdown timer. Guys, it's black to play here. What's the answer for this one? It is black to play. And I think again, if we play correctly, there would be checkmate. Yeah. Oh, how about a checkmate with a pawn, guys? Can there be a checkmate with a pawn? Can there be a checkmate with a pawn? And that really is rubbing salt on wounds. There's no doubt about that. For some reason, Granth has just typed 1. 1. Granth has typed 1. That's right. Granth says 1. What can be the answer here? Can it be a mate here? Prajna has attempted. Prajna says knight f5 check, while Chinmay says that actually it's knight f4. Prajna, after that long gap, what has happened is that the coordinates need a little brushing up and revision again. Prajna, all the best. Go ahead and do that. Okay. So knight f4 is definitely the move. Jai also live and then joining the action is Itesh. Knight f4 check. I think you're right. You are making sense, you guys. Granth Utekar also agrees with a knight f4 check, king g1, rook g2 mate. If that happens, are there variations? Chinmay has typed the one with king g3, where there is rook g2 check, king takes h4, and I was right about it. The mate with the pawn. Guys, you know what? Whenever there's mate with a pawn, that is really something that is incredibly very special. Let's do it on the board. So knight to f4 check, Prajna is f4. Now we have this knight supported by the rook, so we can afford this rook check. So yes, the rook is a sacrifice here. And now watch this. Harsh Koth, let me know if you like that. Man, the pawn giving the checkmate. That is always something very, very special. Yes, Prajna is saying, damn, I'll practice coordinates. Practice with an SC, Prajna. And Sagar, you are the man on fire here. Arya Mahakar also has been someone who is on fire. He was the first to send the homework. There were many guys who sent the homework. The only one pending guys who did not send it was Mohit. And he's giving some lame excuse. You didn't watch the stream and something it was there on the group to be done for all. And well, who else? Chinmay will do it. For some reason, again, Granth is typing 1. Granth, what do you mean by 1? I don't understand what you do. Why is there this message 1 that you keep typing? Purvesh joining the action. Yes, Purvesh, mate with a pawn. That's right, position number 8, guys. We are dealing with the concept of double check here. And when it's a double check, the beauty is that the king has to move. You cannot block the double check. You cannot take both the pieces at the same time when it's a double check. The king has to move. It is white to play here. And for the first time, yes, we will have smothered mate. Got 50 seconds. 50 seconds, okay? So, yes, Rupak says there was some net issue. All right, Rupak, but now participate. You are with us 100%. Rupak Gokhale, you are welcome. And now let us start. Don't worry. Now you can join the action. It's all about the double check. Double check. When a piece moves, it's a discovered attack. 2 pieces checking at the same time. And by the way, when that happens, you often get checkmate or win material. That's tactic, of course. Jay says it's a smothered mate idea. Rupak says yes. From the next position, probably I'll be able to answer. 10 more seconds before I reveal the answer. Chinmay with the answer just in the nick of time. And some senior, maybe Hitesh, just go ahead and type, man. What is this mate called? Smothered, right? Spelling is S-M-O, but you don't say smothered mate. You say smothered mate. S-M-O, but you say smothered. And yes, again, I will reiterate that next week we'll have our game session. So I will play with you all. Juniors, it's going to be fun. The time control, I'm not so sure what we are going to do. Pooja ma'am with the answer. That's fantastic. Time's up, is it not? Let me just go ahead and show you the answer here. So knight h6 will be a double check. Check with the knight and also check with the queen. Then you are going to give this queen g8 check. The rook will take. And look at this helpless position of the black king here. Helpless is the word. And this is checkmate. Harsh quote. That is just brilliant. And yes, Jay doing the job. A smothered mate. Even Prajna typed it. I asked Hitesh to type it. Did he do that? Hitesh is taking too long maybe to type that simple thing. This is known as smothered mate. And one of my favorite mates. Because of the way the position looks at the end. What a queen sacrifice. Look at the position of the king on h8. Yes. This is a very cool sight. Of course, you don't want to be checkmated like that. Wasn't it the case where one of our student in the tournament that we conducted, we saw this smothered mate, all in capital. Oh, just mode on. Yes, Harshkot says that is amazing. Look at that mate. And now we will go to our position number 9 and Rupa Gokhale. Now you should be active. Okay. So let's see whether we will have white to play or black to play. It's white to play here. Guys, it is white to play here. Let me start your timer. A minute for you guys. Yes, Rayansh typing more. Rayansh, that's a good thing you're done. Okay. When the king is trapped by its own pieces. Now, what's the answer here? Got about 38 more seconds. Yeah, about 35 now. Discovered check. Will it be checkmate here? I always wonder. I repeat, guys, all the positions are not for checkmate. Winning material is also important. Getting the decisive advantage after that. So how can the double check be given here? That brings out the best in his position. White to play. Is this a little tough position? Or is this extremely easy? What do you think, guys? Is that tough, this position? I think it's one of the easiest positions that you have done today in this lecture. It's just checkmate. That's right. It is just checkmate. Rayan says, oh my goodness me, look at Granth Utekar. Granth Utekar. OMG. When it's a double check, what about Queen F8 you're talking? Granth Utekar, LOL. What are you typing? Oh no, Granth. Oh no. How can, after a double check, how can the check be blocked? It will be just checkmate. Sagar got it. Chinmay got it. Rupak, now that's right. And Granth on top of that is saying queen up. OMG. Granth, we are not going to become queen up. Checkmate. 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 Not queen up. OMG, Granth Utekar, what happened there? It's mate in 1 and everybody's got that. Purvesh also. It's double check. And again, I'm saying, somebody please repeat that in the chat. Maybe Jay, maybe Chinmay, maybe Prajna, maybe Hitesh. What do you have to do? Even Pooja ma'am got that. That's brilliant. Hey, Kartikeya Rishi, that's right. Rook e8 is a double check. And the power of the double check is that it will be checkmate because you cannot block or take both the pieces at the same time. Look at that. Both the pieces were under attack. Both the pieces that are the checking pieces are under attack, and yet somehow it is checkmate. That is the beauty of chess. That is the beauty of chess. And yes, that is insane. I completely agree with that. Next position, we are dealing with double checks today, and this will be our position number 10 for today. Is it going to be black to play or white to play? It is black to play. All right. Black to play. I'm going to give you just a minute to do this. A minute, your countdown starts. Black to play here. Will it be checkmate? Now again, I repeat, every time you won't have it for checkmates. There could be, time when it will be for winning material. Kartikeya, can you tell us where you're from? You are our new viewer. Now here she says, I believe that it's your own ID, Kartikeya or Kartikeya. I don't know. There is E at the end. Hopefully I'm saying it right. I don't know. But knight b6 is checkmate. Is it again checkmate in one move? Is it again checkmate in one move? Yes, and by the way, it's a double check, the king has to move and it's checkmate in 1. By the way, knight g3, Chinmay is correcting Kartikeya. He says knight to g3 is checkmate. How can it be knight to b6? Knight g3 checkmate. Kartikeya, you agree, right? That's knight g3. That's not knight. What you said was knight b6, right? Yeah, some correction required there. Gokhale, double check. Let's see how it is a double check. The knight's giving a checkmate. So first it's a check by the knight, And because the knight cleared the path, also the check by the rook. Yet again we notice that both the pieces actually that are checking are under attack. Both the pieces. The rook's under attack, the knight's under attack, and still somehow it is checkmate. Yes, that is insane. Yes, that is piece of aesthetics. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. And yes, Prajna says, I messed up the coordinates again. Yes, Prajna, you did. But don't worry. It's a thing that happens when you especially are here after a long time. You have recovered successfully, so out of your illness. White to play, guys. White to play. I think this is our position number 11 for today. We're moving at a decent pace here today. No, Rupak, Prajna is absolutely doing the right thing. She's not doing any copying stuff. What's this? Let me start the timer. A minute now. This one is white to play. What can be the answer? Is it checkmate in one again? Don't tell me. Really? No. What? Nah, doesn't look like that. Really? Guys, can I help you with the first move here? I think I'm going to help you with the first move here, guys. Let me help you with the first move here. Yeah, sure. I think the first move is G5. And now you can do it, guys. I've helped you with the first move. So there you go. G5 is the first move. It's white to play again. Black played bishop A6. And now it's much clearer. Yeah. G5 is the move intended to create the double check. And now black played bishop A6. So we can actually have a double check on the board. So let's see, Kartikeya, can you answer this one now without murdering the coordinates? The time is up. Wow, I'm waiting for the answers here. Was that tough? That's why it's taking so long? I wonder. Maybe it's because after a few seconds, I helped people with the first move, and so they went into the rethink again. It starts with a double check, simple as that. Now, Rupak Gokhale is saying this one is hard, it's not hard. After I helped you with the first move, it's not hard. No, don't tell me that. Now, Chinmay says G takes H6, so the pawn will take the pawn, and it will be a double check. I agree. So let's see, if pawn takes this pawn, it will be checked by the pawn and also by the rook. Looks like the right start. There's no doubt about that. Kartikeya says, I think it's Kartikeya. I would like to say it's Kartikeya unless, he or she clarifies. The DP definitely looks like a chess champion. Sure. Okay, so we start. Yeah, that's a double check. And what happens after that? King H7. King H7, yes. Rook G7 is check. King H8. Now what happens after that? Knight G6 is checkmate. What a cool sequence. I want some comments on this sequence, especially Harsh Koth. Did you see that sequence, man? Just look at what happened after that double check. It pushed the king to the corner. Check again by the rook on G7. Finally, the knight giving the coup de grace. That is just brilliant. Check and mate. And now we'll go to position number 12. So the things are really getting interesting. Slowly but steadily, we are going to positions where maybe you need to think a lot better. At least by now, some people should stop murdering the coordinates. Rupak said, I can't find the answer. Well, now I've given you the answer. So you can stop bothering now. Well, Kartikeya says he's from Delhi and it's pronounced Kartikeya only. Yes. So brother of Lord Ganesha, and I'm fortunate that I've got it right. Although the E at the end confused me. But I am happy that I finally got it right. It is not a hook mate. A hook mate is when it's made by the rook. Kartikeya, that's a very good question you asked. Hook mate is a mate where the rook checkmates. The final check is given by the rook. Yes, it is a combination of the knight and rook, and the knight is supported by the king or the pawn. So it looked like that, Kartikeya, but it's not a hook mate. Hook mate looks a little different. Yes, Rayansh remembers that French term, coup de grace. Look at that, coup de grace. Chinmay with the right answer. Oh, I didn't even start the countdown this time, but yeah, we probably have the answers already. Chinmay says rook f2 check, king g1, g3, queen g2 checkmate. Sagar completely agrees with that. Itesh also thinks rook f2 is the first checkmate. That's right. I think we are going to go with that. So rook check will be a double check by the rook movement. And the king has gone to h3. We will take a look at both the variations. Let's see now what we can do here. I think this is check. Guys, the king has gone to h3 here. Did somebody type that answer? Queen f3 is checkmate. Why will queen f3 be checkmate? Can't the queen block it? Can the queen block it? Queen f3 would be checkmate, you think? Think again. Or do you think the queen goes all the way to g2? Queen goes to g2, right? Kartikeya Rishi with the answer. Sagar completely agrees. Chinmay agrees with that. That's nice. Rupak agrees with that. Fantastic. People are fully alert. Purvesh, you need to be alert. If you play this, then the queen's going to block the check. You go all the way to g2 and that's checkmate. However, that's not done. The other option was if the king goes back, then you have again the same checkmate. So the checkmate square remains the same. Position number 13. Let me remind everybody that we are dealing with double check today. The concept that we are studying is a double check. This position is white to play. This next position is white to play. Let's see. Now I probably should start the countdown timer. That actually keeps everybody on the toes. Kartikeya, you can join us on our Telegram, surely. That's a public channel, free for all to join. You can download the PDF copies of our lecture as well. So you can see there on the screen, you'll have some assignment for homework as well. Since you were here anyway for this session, the homework also deals with the double check positions. And by the way, the beauty of the PDFs is that it's a fillable PDF, Kartikeya, which you can type the answer, save yourself a copy. All right. So queen g2 was the checkmate for the last one. We got 20 more seconds for this one now. I think this one, again, is beautiful checkmate. I don't think it's winning material here. Is it winning material? Sagar this time, first to answer, says knight takes d6 check, king f8 and queen e8 is made. However, well, the time is up. However, I have some questions. What if king f8 then queen e8 made? Yeah, but well, king d8 is also an option. Nobody talked about that. King h8. What about king h8? King h8. How's that possible? Granth Utekar, king moves, queen e8 mate. Ooh, king moves. Wow. Granth, again, you are in mood for some clear comedy today. Because what if the king moves here? Still you will dare to say this is checkmate? Will you say that as checkmate, sir? Really, Granth Utekar. Watch this, watch this. Today you are in some real humor mood today. You're cracking good jokes. And Kartikeya understood what I'm saying? And so I hope the others also will. Rupak Gokhale, my dear man, if king f8, queen e8 is made, I agree. But what if king d8? Now Sagar has come up with the answer, says, if that happens, queen e8 is made. Joke. Joke. Watch the arrow. How can queen e8 be made? Rook can take, watch the blue arrow. What you type? Kartikeya says, nah, knight f7 will be checkmate. And that's a superior answer. Congratulations, Kartikeya is very alert. That's an awesome guest. That's brilliant. Guys, how did you miss the blue arrow? King f8, fine, queen is made. But then if the king goes to d8, won't the rook take? Chinmay completely agrees now. And he says it's not knight f7, it's knight takes f7. A little correction in the way you type. Yeah, when you take a pawn, you do write it with a cross. So knight takes f7, but the answer is right nonetheless. Watch it, guys. Knight takes. Now, again, a big LOL for the people who thought that this is checkmate. Big LOL, I'm saying. Let me give you an LOL. Grant Uttekar, Gokhale. Queen e8 checkmate. Oh yeah, Queen e8 checkmate. Really? What's the rook there for? What's that rook there for? Huh? So be careful before you type such things. Of course, knight takes f7 is checkmate. Watch the queen control the e file. Super. Kartika, very impressive indeed. Position number 14. Let's be quick with this. We'll try to reach positions 20 in the next 14 minutes that we have. We have to stop at 7. This is a white to play position. I repeat, a white to play position. Chinmay says, I typed it, but then I typed king h8. Ooh, so what you wanted to say is king h8 actually, okay, was king d8. How do we know that? A minute, your countdown timer starts. White to play for this one. I think this is checkmate. Can be, right? Yeah, sure. Looks like it. Can be checkmate. Or is checkmate, either way. Now go ahead and type the variations. I love the students actually who would go ahead and type it with the variations. Kartikeya with the first answer. He is probably aiming for that number 1 spot. But of course not with the variation. Kartikeya has given us one of the variations, right? He says bishop h7 check, king h8, knight g6 mate. Agreed. But what if bishop h7 check, king f7? Somebody's coming up with that answer, with that line. Jay, the moderator, need to improve your speed here. Are you having net issues? Purvesh says the same. No, he says king h8, rook takes f8. No, what do you mean rook takes f8? No, no. So he's retracted his own message. Itesh says h8 knight g6 mate. I know that. Now Chinmay says h8 mate, knight g6. King h7. How's that possible? Yeah, king takes h7. Yeah, king takes h7. Then you have knight f8 check, king h8, and then you have queen h7 checkmate. That's right. He says king can't go to h7, there is rook. Yes. But what you did not cover, Kartikeya, is what Chinmay covered. I hope you realize that. That the complete answer was bishop h7 check, king h8, knight g6 check. Of course, the king can take the bishop after knight g6. Now this one is for Chinmay. Chinmay, you totally deserve it. For this answer. For this answer. Totally, sir. Deserve that. No doubt about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Bishop h7 check. Knight g6 check. King will take the bishop because it was blocked now. The path of the queen. Double check is the principle. You should have thought about this, Kartikeya. The big clue was that we are dealing with the double check. So how can it be checkmate without even a single double check? The lecture is about the double check, right? So there has to be at least one double check, right? That was your biggest clue. All right. Yes, so let's go ahead and finish this. Yeah, double check by the knight, of course. And now queen to h7 is checkmate. Notice this is not possible. King takes f8 is not possible. Why do I start the countdown timer? Countdown timer has to be switched off, guys. Pardon me for that. Okay, position number 15, guys. Position number 15. This is black to play. Yeah, black to play in here. Watch the complete line, Kartikeya. All the best. Question is, will it be for checkmate. Is it for a checkmate? Black to play here, guys. Black to play. Will it be for a checkmate here? Or is it just to gain material? Prajna, what's up? Rupak, I think you can do this. We are going to win the queen, I think. This one is fairly easy to do, guys. About 30 seconds more. I think we can win the queen here. I don't think this is checkmate. Harsh Khoth with the correct answer this time. Oh, before everybody. Second up is Chinmay. Says knight d3 check, king d1, knight takes b2, and we are winning the queen. Bishop d3. Bishop d3 or knight d3? Rupak, you typed bishop? Knight, right? And that too not capital. Time is up. Time's up. Time's up, guys. Time's up. That's right. Rupak says, sorry, no problem. Typo there. Surely. We are winning the queen here, guys. Winning the queen. So knight check, double check, knight d3, and then we can pick up the queen. It doesn't look like it's checkmate. So Sagar, brilliant. Check. It's a double check with the queen and with the knight. So which means that the king has to move. I repeat, in a double check, the king has to move. There is no other choice. The king has to move. Position number 16. We are moving at an absolutely decent pace. Everybody has to remember that there are 15 positions for homework. The PDF that you see on your screen now, that's on the channel. I will upload it. Not now. I will upload it, say, in an hour after the stream is done. This one is white to play. Let me go ahead and start your countdown timer. This one again, is it checkmate? Well, ooh, it can be checkmate. Yeah. Guys, can be checkmate here. This time, Kartikeya decides, I'm going to be number one. Enough of people becoming number one. I am going to be number one. And Kartikeya said, knight d3 check and king f1 and so on and so on. However, Chinmay says, buddy, knight takes f6, double check, mate. Ooh, is that so, Kartikeya? Now he realizes his mistake and Kartikeya is corrected. That's the fun in chess, Kartikeya. That's the fun in chess. I'm sure you're enjoying this. Some comments, Kartikeya. Yes, that's right. Knight takes, ma'am, knight takes, Pooja ma'am. Pooja ma'am, Pooja ma'am. Knight takes f6, check is just not a check, but it's checkmate. It's double check. Harsh Khoth would love this. I have no doubt. Harsh is also typing the answer. Yeah, sure. We have the answer by almost everybody. Yeah. Knight d3 was for the last answer. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. So it just got sent so late. Oh, I'm sorry. It got delivered so late. Okay, no problem. Kartikeya, that's super. Everybody is right. Let's just see that. Knight takes f6. Check. It's a double check. You know now. By now, you know it for sure. If it's double check, the king has to move. Can't block the check. Can't take both the checking pieces and in one go. So the king has to move. And that's not possible. e7, the queen. d7, the knight. Everything is covered. Look at this checkmate. It doesn't look like checkmate, but it is. Look at this. This looks like, you know, the king has some squares. Hello. But hey, no. Is that kind of position there? Position number 17. Guys, we are moving really well here. Position number 17. It's going to be white to play here. I repeat, it is white to play. Okay. Chinmay says Kartikeya answered for the last position, I believe. And yes, Kartikeya admits that. And even I realized that the position got, you know, to the chat with a little delay. But yeah, sure. So this is, I repeat, this position is white to play. Can we reach 20 in the next 5 minutes? I think we can. I better start the countdown. It's just a minute. So Kartikeya, Chinmay, Jai, where are you, man? Prajna, Pooja ma'am, Rupak, Granth, without any joke. Hitesh, that was mate in one. The last position was mate in one. What took you so long? It's just mate in one, man. Not this one, I'm saying, the last one. This one, I'm not sure. It's not mate in one. Doesn't look like. No, it's not mate in one. I think this is kind of winning material. Yeah, I agree. This is more like winning material. That rook on h7. There are two ways in which that can be lost. You got 15 more seconds to answer me. Doesn't look like checkmate here, but winning material for sure. Already we have got a queen, and after the material loss, so Hitesh impressing me here. G takes f5 check is right, Hitesh. Why the G capital? I don't know. Shouldn't G be small case? It's not a piece, it's a pawn, it's a file name, so G should be small case. G takes f5 check. Chinmay with the first answer. Immediately, Kartikeya follows up. So, winning the rook is one answer. After G takes f5, Chinmay says, this queen c2 check. Yes, that would be a skewer. And that's what Chinmay says. Well, Kartikeya also says that after queen c2, yeah, we'll win the rook. Yeah, after that, it will be just easy win for white. Harshkot agrees with that. Sagar agrees with that. Well, guys, it's a race who types first, right? You don't want to follow others. You want to set the trend. That's the right answer, guys. Now watch this skewer. Yeah, we gave the check and we are going to win now the rook all the way. However, if you wondered that for this, the king could have gone to f7, so there will be no skewer. But this time we don't need a skewer, but this time we need a fork. So one way or the other, now the king has to move somewhere. One way or the other, we will win the rook. I want comments, people. I want comments from you. This one was interesting. One way or the other, we will win the rook. So it doesn't have to be the king giving us the skewer. If not the skewer, if king f7, then it was queen g6 check. Some comments. I'm showing you even the variations, guys. It is important. Position number 18. Sure, we're going places. 18, that's right. That's nice. This is white to play. Let me start your countdown timer. White to play, guys. White to play. Position number 18. We got only 2 minutes. I think we can deal with this as the last position. 20 was the max. It doesn't matter as long as we do it correctly. An enjoyable session. Last position, guys. That's it. We'll stop after this. So make sure you all get this right. It is white to play. Double check is the concept for today. Double check. And remember, next week, I'll say it again. I'm saying this for the third time during the stream of an hour now. Next week, we'll have games. I'll play with the rising stars and I'll do that. The time is up, guys. The time is up. And the answers. So, Kartikeya with the first one says G takes h7 check. He wants to go that way. If king takes, then rook h4. Mate, no, queen blocks it. Kartikeya, I think you missed that. King G takes h7, king h8, then rook checkmate. There are a lot of variations here. Guys, I must say there are variations here, right? Which way do you go? Which way do you go with the pawn? Everybody seems to love h7. However, if h7 and rook h4 is not checkmate, right? Queen h6, Kartikeya will block that check. Queen can block the check on h6. Sure, that can happen, right? Chinmay says improvisation. G takes h7 check, king h8, rook g8 check, rook takes d8, and then rook takes g8 will be checkmate with the help of the pawn. And the pawn will be supported by the bishop. Did people pay attention to that? Hitesh inspiring everybody. But Hitesh, just the first move. Come on. That speed has to improve. Has to. Let's go ahead and do this. Sagar impressing with a variation. King f8, rook g8 checkmate. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Sagar, that is brilliant. You found the variation. You found out the variation. Let me show it to you on the board. So yes, I'd like to go for the G takes H7, which will be a double check with the pawn and with the rook. King has gone to H7. By the way, king takes H7 is not even possible, right? It's with the bishop. It's not the question of rook checking it. Kartikeya, the bishop is supporting. It's not possible. Yeah, if king to F8, well, we'll look at that variation later. At the moment, the king has gone to H8, check. And this is mate. However, Sagar with the right variation. If king F8, then this is also mate. Ooh, that is nice. Guys, we had some wonderful, wonderful positions. It's awesome time. It's almost 7. It's 7:1 in fact. Time to stop. Everybody, I had wonderful time. Kartikeya, let us know if you enjoyed the session. Since I believe it was your first time on our channel. We are going to meet tomorrow at the same time. A new concept. This is a PDF on the Telegram channel that I will download in about, upload rather, in about an hour time. Okay? In an hour's time. So, instead of Jay is probably joking, right? The thing is, when you have the homework, then the revision would not be the thing. Please remember, guys, talk about the session, how it was, what was your favorite position, some highlights about the stream, like all the discovered checks are not double checks, but all double checks are. Also, another thing is, why there is no revision is because there will be homework. There will be homework. Pooja ma'am, thank you. Thank you so much. And Jay is saying bye all. Sagar is saying an enjoyable session. In an hour time, you will have the homework. Please have the copy downloaded. And by the way, make sure that you do the homework. Chinmay, send me the previous homework as well, my dear. Okay. Thank you so much, Kartikeya. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you tomorrow again at 6 or rather 5:55. Take care. Bye-bye.